I just finished the final season of The Handmaid's Tale, based on the book by Margaret Atwood, we have to thank. It does end with the 6th season, but also with the spin-off coming, The Testaments. It also builds up to that, this being a much briefer and shorter runtime of a series compared to the others. Some of the dialogue and character arcs are either rushed or feels inconsistent with what we've come to know. I'm going to be honest, for this final season I was expecting a lot more as far as some action. We've seen a lot more in previous seasons, so I felt like they either were on a budget or they decided to rely more on emotion over the action. These last two seasons, 5 and 6, definitely struggled to gain their footing. With the time jump of the beginning of the season, these characters are always built in great areas where they're very complex, and why they're so intriguing to watch. It's Nick's storyline that seems to be the most controversial, within good reason, but it also hits some key points with the sacrifice of Commander Lawrence, Aunt Lydia coming to terms with all the wrong that she's done. It's as if Oprah herself came on set and said, "You get a redemption arc! You get a redemption arc! You all get redemption arcs!" Yeah, except for Nick, apparently. The cast and crew kept promising fan service, and I was waiting to see it through the series when we finally got it, with Alexis Bledel's character as Emily returning. Even if for a short time, it was great to get some sort of closure with her. But unfortunately, we didn't get it with Esther. But this has been a great run of a series. They've had many Emmy Awards for Elizabeth Moss and Dowd. The entire cast is great, some of the best chemistry I've seen in a series. And I'll admit that the series has had a drop in quality because compared to the first few seasons, it peaked too soon. But it's definitely a stronger ending than I can give credit to other series. I do think season 4 being one of the stronger seasons and the biggest climax, I think that would have been a good setting off point and ending it there, just with longer season, to tie up these loose ends. Because even with this final season being shorter, I still feel like a lot of it's been recycled writing, and that just tends to happen the more seasons you go on, which is why a lot of seasons I'm just not really into, because they just gradually decline as it goes on. And unfortunately, Handmaid's Tale is no exception, but it still managed to focus on these great actors. The concept is still haunting and thought-provoking, with it being very historical and relatable in today's time. It's the actual American Horror Story. I am glad to see they put Hannah in this episode, because that is the end game and goal of June, which we didn't, but it did serve as an important reminder. At the very least, Janine got her daughter. I'm sure a lot of fans will be disappointed that June ends up with nobody, but that isn't the focus here. I could honestly care less about that. Now, it is uncertain where some of these characters are going to end up, and I hope that they are answered in the Testaments, such as Esther, Serena, June, and Luke going their own separate ways and saying they're going to meet up. So I'm assuming they're going to make cameos in the Testaments, but they might have a bigger part to play. As for the final scene, I thought it wrapped up everything really nicely. Calling back to the first season, I thought was great. That's my view. Let me know what you think. Praise be.